The neural interface warning flashed crimson across John's retinal display. Proximity alert. Sector 7 Alpha. Threat level. Extinction. He didn't need the computer to tell him who had breached the perimeter. There was only one person in the known galaxy whose biosignature could overwhelm the security systems like static through a dying star. Empress Aliana Valdrax, the dragon, sovereign of 47 conquered worlds. John's hands trembled as he powered down the molecular synthesizer mid-cycle, leaving his daughter's medication half-formed in the quantum chamber. Through the reinforced transparent steel window of their modest habitat dome, he could see her silhouette against the twin suns of Kepler-4, 42b, her ornate exoarmor gleaming, scales of programmable matter that shifted like liquid mercury. The armor wasn't just decoration. Each scale contained enough antimatter to level a city block. Atop a 7-year-old, Maya's voice drifted from her medical pod, weak but conscious. The genetic disorder eating away at her cellular structure had no cure. Not in the outer colonies. Not anywhere the Empire hadn't already seized and locked behind proprietary medical patents. Stay in your pod, sweetheart, John said softly, engaging the chamber's additional shielding protocols. His fingers moved across holographic interfaces with practiced efficiency, the muscle memory of his former life. When he'd been someone else entirely, the airlock hissed. She hadn't bothered with the access codes. Aliana entered like gravity itself had shifted to accommodate her presence. The Dragon Empress stood 2 meters tall without the armor's augmentation. Her eyes modified with golden irises that could perceive across 17 different wavelengths. Her dark hair, threaded with fiber optic neural links, cascaded over shoulders that had ordered the deaths of billions. Those golden eyes found him immediately. John Castellan, she said. Her voice modulated through the armor's speakers, each word carrying harmonics designed to trigger instinctive submission in human neurology. Or, should I say, Dr. Jonathan Castellan, chief architect of the Terran Liberation Front's quantum weapon program, wanted for crimes against the Empire, dead for 3 years, according to official records. John stood his ground in the center of his small living space, surrounded by toys and medical equipment, wearing the simple gray coveralls of a colony maintenance worker. He'd changed so much thinner, grayer, worn down by single parenthood and manual labor, but his eyes held steady. "Don't take another step," he whispered. The words hung in the recycled air between them. No threat, no bravado, just a simple request, delivered with the quiet certainty of a man who had nothing left to lose. Aliana's expression flickered confusion, perhaps, or curiosity. In her 17-year conquest of human space, no one had spoken to her like that. Warnings came as desperate pleas or final defiances, never as soft-spoken boundaries. "You built the weapon that destroyed my fleet at Proxima," she said, taking another step forward. 40,000 of my people, atomized in quantum fire. Don't. John's hand moved to his pocket, not reaching for a weapon. He had none but resting on something small. "Please," Aliana paused. Her armor's threat assessment algorithms were screaming contradictions. No weapons detected. No escape route prepared. No suicide bomb. No hidden trap. No desperate gambit. Just a man standing in front of a child's medical pod, asking her to stop. "Why are you here?" John asked. "After 3 years of hiding, of changing my name, of becoming no one, why now?" The Empress's golden eyes shifted to the medical pod, her enhanced vision piercing through the shielding to analyze Maya's condition. Her expression changed again, hardening. "The Valdrax genetic purge," she said, quietly. "Your daughter has it." John nodded. The irony wasn't lost on him. The same retrovirus the Empire had engineered to eliminate resistance bloodlines was now killing his child collateral. Damage in a war he'd helped wage. Maya's mother, a freedom fighter, had carried the targeted genes. She died in a prisoner transport crash 2 years ago. "My medical teams could cure her in a week," Aliana continued. full cellular restoration. But you know that already. That's why you're not running. I'm not asking for mercy, John said. I'm asking you to leave. Go back to your empire. I've hidden for 3 years. I can hide for 3 more or 30, but I won't let you use my daughter as leverage. Leverage. Aliana's laugh was bitter, modulated into minor keys by her armor. I came here to kill you, Dr. Castellan, to close a chapter of the war. Your weapons designs are still out there, being replicated by resistant cells. You're a symbol, a martyr they need to forget. Then do it, John said simply, but don't take another step toward her pod. The silence stretched. Outside, Kepler 4 for 2B's twin sons continued their eternal dance. Indifferent to the confrontation in this small dome on an insignificant world, Aliana's armor began to deactivate, scales retracting until she stood before him in simple black underlays, suddenly looking less like an empress and more like a woman carrying the weight of worlds. I had a daughter once, she said, her voice no longer modulated. Before the war, before the Empire. She died in the tearing bombardment of Valdrax Prime, in a medical facility. She was 8. John's breath caught. History books didn't mention that. Propaganda never did. I didn't come here for revenge, Aliana continued. I came because I'm tired. Tired of symbols and martyrs and endless cycles. I came to see if the man who built the weapon that killed 40,000 of my people was a monster. Her eyes met his. But you're just a father, like I was just a mother. She turned toward the airlock, pausing at the threshold. There's a medical shipment arriving at the colony depot tomorrow. Restricted Imperial Pharmaceuticals. The codes will malfunction. The shipment will be logged as lost. Inside, you'll find gene therapy protocols for Veldrax Purge variants. She looked back at him. Save your daughter, Dr. Castellan. Stay dead. Let the symbols die with you. Why? John asked. Aliana's smile was sad, carrying the grief of star systems. Because someone should get to save their child. She left, her armor re-engaging as she stepped back into the binary sunset. John watched her ship ascend, a dragon rising into the cosmos until it was just another star in an infinite sky. Behind him, Maya stirred in her pod. Papa, was that really the Dragon Empress? John turned to his daughter, pressing his hand against the transparent steel of her pod, and smiled through tears. He didn't know he was crying. No, sweetheart. Just another parent who understands. The next day, the shipment arrived exactly as promised. John began Maya's treatment that evening, watching cellular regeneration bloom across her medical readouts like flowers after rain. Somewhere in the galaxy, an empress returned to her throne, carrying one less ghost, and in a small dome on an insignificant world. A father held his daughter's hand and whispered stories of dragons who learned, finally, to be something more than monsters and